Hello everyone, welcome to Students Point. This is 1st of September, the beginning of a new month, and we are going to cover all the important questions for the day. And to get PDF of all these videos, you can join us on Telegram by writing the channel's name Students Point. You can also follow us on Instagram by writing the username The Students Point. And if you are finding these videos useful, don't forget to like the video and do share the video with your friends and loved ones. Also, don't forget to subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to receive the notification of all videos at the earliest and never miss any opportunity to learn and grow every day. And your like and share, each like and share matters in the growth of the channel. So do contribute in the growth of your channel. So let's begin. But first we will see a question and everyone has to try to answer this question in the comment section. The question is, recently which state has passed a resolution against the farm ordinances of the central government? These are the options. Read the options carefully and then answer. Let's begin now. The first question. How many principles have been outlined by United Nations in its first ever guidelines on access to social justice for people with disabilities? So recently United Nations has released its first ever guidelines on access to social justice for people with disabilities, and it includes 10 principles. So here B is the right answer. So principle 1 says that all persons with disabilities have legal capacity and therefore no one shall be denied access to justice on the basis of disability. Principle 2 says that facility and services must be universally accessible. Principle 3 is about appropriate procedural accommodation to persons suffering with disabilities. Principle 4 talks about right to access legal notices and information in timely and accessible manner on equal basis with others. While Principle 5 is about substantive and procedural safeguards recognized in international law on equal basis with others. It also states that a state must provide necessary accommodation to guarantee due process. Principle 6 provides for affordable legal assistance to persons with disabilities, either affordable or if possible then free legal assistance. Principle 7 is about participation in administration of justice on equal basis with others. And Principle 8 is about rights to report complaints and initiate legal proceedings concerning human rights violations and crimes and have their complaints investigated and afforded effective remedies. Principle 9 is about effective and robust monitoring mechanism to play a critical role in supporting access to justice for people with disabilities. While the last principle, that is principle number 10, says that all those who are working in justice system must be provided with awareness raising and training programs addressing the rights of persons with disabilities in particular context of access to justice. And please note that India has already ratified United Nations Convention on Rights of Persons with Disabilities, which was adopted in 2006. Next question now. Who has become the first Divyang Indian sportsperson of the country to be awarded with Tenzing Norway Adventure Award? So it is Satyendra Singh Lohia. I repeat the name. Satyendra Singh Lohia has become the first Divyang Indian sportsperson of the country to be awarded with Tenzing Norway Adventure Award. This para swimmer Satyendra Singh Lohia is also the first Asian Divyang swimmer to cross 42 km Catalina Channel in US in just 11 hours 34 minutes. He belongs to he is coming from Madhya Pradesh, and he was also conferred with the Best Sportsperson National Award by Vice President Venkaiah Naidu on World Divyang Day. He has also been awarded the highest sports award of MP. And last day I got to know the results of two aspirants who have scored highest marks in the test for the month of August. They were Pankaj and Pani Gunte. Pankaj scored almost near to 65%, while Pani Gunte, who belongs to Arunachal Pradesh, has scored more than 61%. So these two scorers are the highest scorer for the month of August. And as in the test, I have said that scoring more than 65% in the level of test which I have provided for the month of August is considered to be a safe side, while even scoring more than 60% will be considered to be a respectable score. Below than that, but above 50%, you are doing it good, but you have to improve it further. While below 50%, you have to buckle up and work more harder to get more marks in the upcoming tests. So let's move ahead now. The third question. The maiden roll off, in short called as Ro-Ro train, flagged off recently, will run between. So it will run between Bengaluru and Solapur of Maharashtra. So Bengaluru from Karnataka, Solapur to Maharashtra. So here A is the right answer. It has been flagged off recently by Karnataka CM, and this is how the trucks will be loaded on the train and it will be carried on from Bengaluru to Solapur. It consists of open flat wagon on which trucks with goods are loaded. It will be operated by South Western Railway. The train will take 17 hours to reach its final destination, which is at a distance of about 682 kilometers. The train will run via Dharmavaram, Guntakal, Raichur, Wadi to reach Bale near Solapur in Maharashtra. It will reduce accidents on the road. It will improve safety, save fuel, thus will reduce pollution, air pollution particularly. And when we will save fuel, we will automatically save foreign exchange, as India is heavily dependent on imports of fuel from foreign countries, and we have to pay them in dollar or in other foreign currencies, particularly in dollar. It will also enable easy and quick movement of perishables. Next question now. Consider the following statements about ET ko pakka toys. See, the toys are only made with clay soils? No, this statement is wrong. These toys which are called as ET ko pakka toys are made with wood, not with clay soils. And in 2017, ET ko pakka toys acquired geographical indication tag. This statement is correct, but first is wrong. So here only second is correct, so A is the right answer. These toys are made with soft wood and lacquer color. The way of toy making is known as turned wood lacquer craft. And ET ko pakka is a small village on the banks of Vara river in Visakhapatnam district of Andhra Pradesh. And recently, Union Education Minister has informed that indigenous toy making will be introduced as a theme in Kala Utsav to encourage students to explore and develop a variety of local toys. Next question now. Kavakaz 2020 exercise in news is also known as, so it is also known as Caucasus 2020. So here B is the right answer. And it is a strategic command post exercise and also known as Caucasus 2020. The tri-service exercise is a part of 4-year exercise cycle of Russian army. Previously, it was held in the year of 2012 and 2016, and now after 4 years, it is being organized again in 2020 in the month of September. So remember that it is a tri-service exercise, and in 2020 it will be conducted in Astrakhan province of southern Russia. This is where Astrakhan province is, and it is located near Caspian Sea. And member countries of Shanghai Cooperation Organization and Central Asian countries will be participating in it. It was in news because India has withdrawn its participation from Caucasus 2020, citing COVID-19 as the official reasons. However, the obvious well-known reason is increasing tensions at LAC with China. Next question now. Consider the following statements about GSTR 2B. Let's see. It is an auto-drafted input tax credit statement which will be generated for every registered persons. This statement is correct. So what is input tax credit? See, let us take an example of a car. To make a car, we have to take into consideration several inputs. So here inputs will be like rubber to make tires. We will have to take steel to make the frames of body parts of car. We have to take some fibers to do some other stuffs in the car. So to make a vehicle, there are several other inputs required. So these are called as inputs, while tax means or tax credit. Tax credit means return of tax. Now understand this concept. What is input tax credit? So we have taken here example of car. So to make a car, we need certain inputs. While purchasing those inputs, you have paid certain taxes. When you purchased rubber, you paid taxes on that. When you purchased certain plastics or fibers, when you purchased steel parts, then you paid taxes while you were purchasing those inputs. While after producing the car, when you sold that car, again you have to pay some taxes. But now since after producing the car you are paying taxes on that car, you have already paid taxes on those inputs which you were using in producing that car. You have also incurred services of certain employers, and you have also paid taxes on taking services of those employers. So you have been paying the taxes on inputs already while the process of manufacturing. And again after manufacturing the car, while you were selling the car, again you have to pay certain amount of taxes. So this is called as cascading of taxes. You have to pay taxes twice on the same amount of products. So here for that, government return the taxes which you have paid on the inputs, so that you don't have to pay taxes on the same amount of good twice. That is called as input tax credit. So basically it is nothing but return of taxes by the government to the entity which have paid the taxes earlier to the government on certain inputs which it has used for the manufacturing of certain amount of goods. I hope the concept is clear to everyone. So this statement is correct, and it will be available for each month on 12th of day of succeeding month. What does this mean? Just like we organize the monthly current affairs test for the month of July in the month of August, that is the succeeding month, on 15th. So likewise this statement means that the GSTR2B of the present month, let's say the example of the month of July. So for the month of July, GSTR2B will be available on 12th of succeeding month, that is on 12th of August. So this line is clear here, and it will be generated on the basis of information furnished by suppliers. This is also correct. So here all of these three statements are correct. So D is the right answer. And the launch of this GSTR2B is expected to reduce the time taken for preparing return, minimize errors, assist reconciliation, and simplify compliance relating to filing of returns. Next question now. Consider the following statements about enhanced prize money for National Sports Awards. Let's see. The prize money for Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award has been increased to rupees 15 lakh from previous amount of rupees 7.5 lakh. No, this is wrong. The amount has been released or increased to rupees 25 lakh for Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award, not to 15 lakh. So first is wrong. And Arjuna Award has been enhanced to rupees 10 lakh earlier from rupees 5 lakh. No, this is also wrong, because the amount for Arjuna Award has been increased to rupees 15 lakh, not to 10 lakh. So here both of the statements are incorrect. So here D is the right answer. And to know in detail about different awards, you have to watch the video of 23rd of August. On that day we have dealt in detail about all the important awards of sports. The prize money for Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award has been increased to rupees 25 lakh, and for Arjuna Award it is 15 lakh. And Dronacharya Award for lifetime achievement will now be given rupees 15 lakh. Earlier it was rupees 5 lakh. While for Dronacharya regular award, it has been increased to rupees 10 lakh instead of rupees 5 lakh. And the prize money for the sports award was reviewed last time in 2008. Next question now. Sethrunji and Bhadar dams are located in, so these are located in the state of Gujarat. So here C is the right answer. And due to heavy rains, these dams, which are the two largest reservoirs in Saurashtra region, have overflowed simultaneously. And if you have not liked the video yet, do like the video and do share the video with your friends and loved ones. Next question now. Which month is observed as Poshan Mah? So the month of September is observed as Poshan Mah. It includes a month-long activities focused on antenatal care, optimal breastfeeding, anemia, growth monitoring, girls' education, diet, right age of marriage, hygiene, sanitation, and eating healthy food. And please note that a unique kind of nutrition park has been created at the Statue of Unity in Gujarat. And this Poshan Mah is organized under the Poshan Abhiyan, that is National Nutrition Mission. It was launched by Government of India on March 8, 2018. The Abhiyan targets to reduce stunting, undernutrition, anemia among young children, women, and adolescent girls, and reduce low birth weight by 2%, 2%, 3%, and 2% per annum respectively. Let's have some more idea or more points which were news. On August 31st, 2020, former President Pranab Mukherjee passed away at the age of 84 after testing positive for COVID-19. And 13th president, he was the 13th president of India, served during 2012 and 2017. You have to know in detail about Pranab Mukherjee, so I will suggest that Google once and read every details about him. But I have taken some important facts about him. He also served as Union Finance Minister between 2009 and 2012. In 2019, he was awarded with the highest civilian award, which is the Bharat Ratna by President Ramnath Kovind. Next point is about criminal contempt case against lawyer Prashant Bhushan. We have dealt in detail few days back about the power of Supreme Court to punish anyone under contempt of court. So now, since that issue has been dealt, the verdict of Supreme Court has came on 31st of August 2020, in which Supreme Court has imposed ₹1 penalty as a token penalty on activist lawyer Prashant Bhushan as a punishment. If he is unable to pay this amount, then he may be jailed for 3 months or may be banned for practicing law for 3 years. So I hope you find the video useful. Do like and do share the video. Subscribe and press the bell icon. Wait for the upcoming video. Until then, stay safe and thanks for watching.